Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 3 gang, y'all. Let's get it, y'all. Part 3 gang, y'all. Let's get it. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. It's crazy, man. Look, Fred had him like this. Right by his door, I'm looking at him, I'm like, shh. Dylan like this. Dylan ain't moving. Dylan like, man, look, I'm gonna pay you money. Pay you money. He's like, man, you better get my money. One of y'all gonna get my money. When I hear that, I'm like, one of y'all gonna get my money. I'm like, yo, he wild. I'm like, oh, wow, man. I move around this way. And then I get my water fountain. I just put my back to the wall. I'm watching the confrontation by my cell phone. He got this man like that. Everybody walking by looking like, you know what I mean? He let him down. He was like, man, look, his shirt was all messed up. He was like, hey, look, man, I'm gonna freaking pay you, Max. Anybody. I'm gonna freaking pay, man. I'm gonna freaking pay. He's like, no, I want my money. I want my money, man. I'm letting you know now. I want my money. I want my money, man. One of y'all gonna pay me my money. One of y'all gonna pay me. I said, yo, Fred is out of control. I was telling dudes in there, like, I promise y'all, man, like, when I do these stories, I don't like clashing with people from where I'm from. You know what I mean? I do not like clashing with a person that's where I'm from, man. But if it has to be, it has to be, man. Right now, Fred is out of line. He's out of line. Now, you can do whatever you want to Dylan. I ain't gonna lie. And I don't even want him to do whatever he want for real, because Dylan still owe me $100. But at the same time, though, man, you don't got nothing. That don't have nothing to do with me. That don't have nothing to do with me, y'all. Like, I told him that the man paid me. I never vouched like that, man. He forced me, basically, man. Like, I didn't know what this was about, man. This was some real deal, old head maniac activity right here, y'all. Like, I didn't understand it. I didn't understand this, man. This dude was a lunatic, man. So he leave from him. He mad. He go back. Start pulling up on everybody else that own him, all the aggressors. He got a laundry bag. He like, man, come on, man. Put it in the bag. You owe me, man. He put up on dudes like that. Yeah, put it in the bag if you owe me, man. Come on. He got another laundry bag hanging on his back pocket. Like, come on, put it in the bag if you owe me. Man, these dudes are here crazy, man. Put it in the bag if you owe me, man. I'm saying, like, water fountains looking at him like, man, listen, you better keep that energy over there, because you're not putting your hands on me like you did Dylan. You know what I mean? You're not doing that, man. So he walk up. You know what I mean? He get closer. I'm here on the point when he get closer. I'm like, he was like, he just walked by me and smiled like that. He was like, man, this dude done turned into Lucifer, y'all. So boom. But he better keep his distance. That's what he better do. I'm gonna fire and ask questions later. I don't care if we grew up next door neighbors. I don't care if his mama grew up with my mama. I'm gonna fire and ask questions later. That's my word. I'm just, all right. You know what I mean? So he walking around all aggressive getting his money. So I see Dylan. Dylan was like, man, see, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. Like, Dylan was crying. I'm like, bro, stop crying, man. He was like, man, she told you to holler at him, Weezy, man. Hey, man, you know what that man whispered in my ear, Weezy? I said, what? I said, man, he gonna poke me, man. He said, if I don't have his money, he gonna poke me, man. I said, man, he's not gonna poke you, man. He said, man, he said it, man. He said, I said, man, you think he gonna jeopardize all this money that he got owed out and all this stuff just for he can get at you, man? He was like, man, he told me that, man. He told me that, man. He was like, man, I'm gonna get on the phone, man. I'm gonna tell. I said, bro, listen, don't get on that phone crying. Tell your peoples. I said, because they gonna do some old crazy stuff, bro. I said, I'm still trying to get my money, bro. He was like, what do you want me to do then, Weezy? Go talk to him. I said, man, look, I'm not going to talk to him, man. He was like, man, Weezy, please, man. Please, man. Please. I was like, man, shh. Like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I didn't want to talk to him, man. This dude was an unstable creature. Like, real talk, man. Like, he was different. Like, I done ran across a lot of old heads. You know what I mean? But this man is throwing me in the mix. Like, why? I didn't understand none of this, man. I didn't understand none of this stuff, man. So, like, I'm like, man, I might do need to holler at him, man. Because I'm like, I start thinking about my $100, y'all. But I felt like me hollering at him was putting myself more into this madness. So I just started thinking about what I'm going to do, man. I'm just like, yo, So I walked over there with my homeboy, you know what I mean? My other homeboy, he ain't from Norfolk, but he rock with us though. He from the beach, I ain't gonna say his name. But he was a maniac, this is my word, he was a lunatic. He was a lunatic, and he was in 4D with us, you know what I mean? So we gonna call him Ron. Now, Ron was the type of dude, he don't like bullies. He don't like dudes that push stuff. And he the type of dude, when he borrows something from you, because he wasn't rich, he wasn't full up, so he would go to the store box from every time to time, get him something to eat, some stuff that he need. He don't like for a store box dude to look like you pulling up on him or you watching him or nothing like that. Ron didn't like that activity. I didn't like that activity, but he really didn't like it. So when Ron knew everything that was going on, I didn't fill him in about everything, you know what I mean? But I did tell him about dude made me basically vouch and all that stuff, so he knew about that. Now Ron was a little older than us too. Ron was already like 34. Or something like that. He was a little older than us, so he was like 34, kind of tall dude, little cut up dude, you know what I mean? Rock the wave game, you know what I mean? He was cool. So when he heard about everything, as I walked over that jump, man, he was like, man, what's up, Weezy? What's going on? I'm like, man, as usual, man, drama on commissary day. He was like, what happened? I was like, he was like, oh, Fred. He was like, man, dude, crazy, man. He was like, I don't, you know what I mean? Some old homeboys like, man, Fred is just Fred. He was like, man, let's don't borrow nothing from him if y'all don't want to own. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, man, bro, wow, though, man. I'm like, man, for real, I'm about to go holler at him. I was like, man, the only reason I'm gonna holler at him is because I'm trying to save Dylan if I can still get my $100. Or y'all think I should just say, forget the $100 and just let, you know what I mean? My homeboy was like, nah, he from the town, go holler at him. Like, y'all ain't gonna fight, man. Y'all, come on, man. You know what I mean? So when the dude say that, the dude around was like, fight, man. He was like, he trying to fight you. I'm like, man, listen, that man think I owe him for some reason because I vouched. He was like, what? What did he do that at? I said, I don't know. He's like, man, come on, let's go over there then. I was like, come on. I was like, man, come on, let's go there. So me and bro push. Me and Ron push. We get over the jump. I mean, he was standing by his door. Look, I was like, hey, let me holler at you right quick, Fred. He was like, you coming to talk about some money? I'm like, yeah, man, that's what I come to talk about, man. He was like, come on. I walked in this room. Bro came right there and is still back by the door. Like, he ain't even see bro holding me down the whole time. So I'm in the door. So I'm in his cell. So I'm like, hey, look, man. I said, man, give dude another week, man. I said, man, the man came and told me that his sister's account got hacked, froze or something. So she out of commission to the end of this week, man. So I was like, man, just give him another store there, man. He gonna pay the money, man. He said, if I pay him another, he said, if I give him another store there, that means I need interest. And if I gotta get interest, I'm gonna get interest out of you. Because he gonna definitely pay me my money. I'm gonna rip his head off. Now he said, now if you want more time, he said, I'm gonna charge some interest. $20. You got $20 to pay me? You pay me $20, that buy him another week. I'm like, buy him another week? I said, listen, Fred, I said, look, I understand cookies and cakes is your life. I said, I get that, man. You've been down for a minute. Look at your sale, bro. I said, this junk look like the snack aisle at freaking Walgreens, man. I said, you got everything in here, man. I said, come on, man. Look, come on, man. Let's just, he owe me too. I said, let's just cut the BS, man. Look, he owe me, man. He owe you, he owe me, man. Let's just give him some time. He gonna pay, man. He was like, nah, because if you don't give me my interest, I'm gonna get my money, Weezy. Yeah, I'm gonna get my money, Weezy, and that's just that. And he was like, man, for real though, like, yeah, like, so as he talking, the dude Ron was like, man, look, the dude Ron is coming to, I was mad that he walked in, you know what I mean? But he just listening, so he probably like, dude, wow. He walked in, he was like, hey, look, man, hey, Fred, look, trying to bully these dudes, man. Why you keep trying to poke your chest out of these dudes, man? These young dudes ain't do nothing to you, man. Weezy don't owe you nothing, man. The white dude owe you, man. What you gonna do? You gonna take him out? You gonna unalive him? Other than that, man, let him pay you next week, man. The man ain't gonna pay you, man. That man always pay his debts, man. He was like, man, you better get off my cell. You ain't got nothing to do with this, man. Ron was like, man, look, I'm with Weezy, man. I was like, yo, Ron, chill. He was like, nah, forget that, Weezy. This dude was talking crazy. I was like, man, look, chill out, man. Chill, bro. Yeah, this is what Fred was like, nah, yeah, y'all think it's a game. Yeah, that's what everybody think it's a game. So my back turned to Fred, and I'm trying to hold Ron back. So this word, I feel like a mush. Man, I feel like a little mush. I don't know if it was like I don't know what it did, but I felt like my body went this way. And I felt a hand on my head. As I stumbled, I just turned around and wild swing, y'all. Bah! And I caught him. It caught him right here. Boop! It was like a quick jump. He was like, it ain't drop him, it ain't do nothing. I just turned around and swung this jump. My word, we in a tight sale. That jump hit him, boom. He was like, man, as soon as that man tried to attack me, man, this word Ron just caught him. Boom, like tackle him. He ain't fighting, he ain't punching, he just tackled him, so they clash. So I'm looking at them, they right there fighting right there. I'm like, you know, Fred from the town, and Ron, he rocked with the town. So I'm like, I'm watching them fight. I'm like, man, jump crazy, man. I'm jump crazy. So everybody come like, what y'all doing? I was about to jump in. But I couldn't, y'all. For some reason, I couldn't jump in. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I couldn't jump in. So everybody come in, what's wrong with y'all? Hey, chill out, man. Chill out. Hey, Ron, chill, Ron, chill. Let him go, Ron. Ron was like, Ron tried to hit him with a quick 2 pieces. He was letting him go. Like, chill out, chill out. So they pulled him apart. Fred was like, yeah, he coming in here getting in my business. Y'all better talk to him. So I'm looking at Fred. I'm like, yo, you Ron for this, bro. I was like, you Ron? He was like, nah, yeah, that's whatever. And you put your hand on me. I said, you push me. He said, I was pushing you off myself. I said, that's why I hit you. You trusting me? What's wrong with you? You tripping? I said, you got me mixed up, man. He was like, man, get out of my room. So everybody get out. I look, I see Dylan watching the whole jump. I'm like, man, this jump crazy, man. So as soon as we left out the joint, man called his roommate over that joint. His roommate came in the joint. He started talking to his roommate. You know what I mean? As he started talking to his roommate, he called Dylan over there. You know what I mean? Called Dylan over that joint. Start talking to Dylan. Dylan sitting down. He listening to him. He talking to Dylan. They having a major heart-to-heart. Everybody that's from North, everybody like, yo, listen, man. You ain't got nothing to do with that, Weezy. I told you don't own him. Let him be an old head. He ain't gonna fight you, Weezy. Just stay away from him. I'm like, man, you right. I shouldn't even say nothing to him, man. Ron was like, man, forget that, man. Weezy right, man. They was like, oh, people were like, Ron, chill, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't gotta go like that, man. Ron was like, man, I should get my knife on him, man. I was like, nah, it ain't gotta be like that, man. We can work this out. So I see him talking to Dylan. I don't know what he's talking to Dylan about, having a major conversation. You know what I mean? Having a major conversation, man. This word, I look up, Dylan go inside his cell. I'm like, what is Dylan? So Dylan go inside his cell. I see his roommate get the door closed, the cut go up. Next thing you know, I see his roommate standing in front of the door like this. You know what I mean? Roommate standing in front of the door. So he stood there the whole time. I'm waiting to hear like a noise of them fighting or something like that, but I didn't hear it, you know what I mean? So after about 5 minutes, his roommate get the door back open. Next thing you know, you see Dylan come back out. Dylan face red, man. His face looked like, man, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. His face looked like Fred smacked the toboggan off his ass, y'all. So boom. Man, face was red right there. He walked out. He walked by me. He was like, man, he hit me, man. He told me, man, I better have my money tonight. Man, and guess what else he said? I'm like, what, man? He was like, man, I better have his money tonight, or he gonna get it one way or the other. I'm like, get it one way or the other? What do you mean? He was like, yeah, he gonna get it one way or the other. I'm like, man, come on, man. I'm like, man, that man selling to Wolf tickets, man. That man ain't gonna do nothing, man. He was like, man, nah, Weezy. Nah, he take it easy on y'all. He ain't gonna take it easy. He said, man, that man called me in his room just to smack me, man. He smacked me, Weezy. He kept smacking me after he smacked me, too. I said, he kept smacking you? He said, he kept smacking me, man. So that man went to his cell. I was like, man, he just went in the cell, went and laid down, man. I looked, seen Big Fred. Big Fred was like, yeah, you talking to somebody else. He was like, I don't care who you talking to. I want my money. Yeah, I want my money, man. Yeah. Hey, he gonna give my money one way or the other. Yeah, everybody out here acting like they protecting him. I ain't trying to hear that. I want my money. Well, I'm gonna get my money one way or the other. Yeah, I'm gonna get my money one way or the other. That's how I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna get my money one way or the other. I'm like, man, to be honest with y'all, man, I was so upset at myself for even trying to be friends with a stick-struck maniac like this guy, y'all. So boom, Fred was wild, man. Fred just didn't have no cut cards about nothing. So it was another old head and the dude Ron. So they was like, yo, you know he used to shake, rattle, and roll back in the day. I'm like, what? It was like, yeah. I'm like, bro, nah, he ain't shake, rattle, and roll. The only reason I'm passionate about that is because I scanned him when he first came in the pod. And when me scanning him, that jank came back and said, nah, he's good, Weezy. I'm thinking everything good with him because I scanned him. Every now and then my scanner would be off. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, my scanner would be off. But like, he was from the town. He wasn't indulging in none of that situation. He wasn't indulging in none of that stuff in there. But still, though, like now, it's crazy, you know what I mean? So we all go to outside rec the next day. You know what I mean? So everybody talking about it. Weezy, what y'all got going on up there? Y'all up there, you about to get into a Big Fred and all that. I'm like, man, Big Fred, big whack. That's what he is, man. Like, he lame, man. I'm lame for real, man. He like, man, he crazy, man. Don't borrow nothing from him. I'm like, I don't. Like that, man. I was like, man, long story. I ain't even feel like telling the story across the fence. I'm like, man, dudes were like, I gotta chill out, man. I gotta chill out with that John, man. I'm like, man, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Like, so everybody kind of just trying to, like, make sure everything is straight with the situation. We outside. So when we come back in from outside, man, like, I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. Like, this jump was crazy, man. I'll never forget this jump, man. I'll never forget. And that's why I'll be telling you, man, if you weak, man, don't come to penitentiary, because this only happens to weak people. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't even be knowing they weak until they come into prison and see scary things, and they look at like, man, I can't protect myself from somebody that's scary. You know what I mean? So some people just give in. You know what I mean? It sounds crazy, but this is what happens in penitentiary, man. We come back in from outside rec, man. I promise you, man. I look, I see the white dude that be rocking with Dylan, and I see another black dude. You know what I mean? I see the black dude that be with him. So when I see them, they sitting on the bench. So I'm about to come in. Everybody come back in. I was one of the first couple of people to come back in. I was trying to beat dudes to the shower, so I get back in. I'm about to hit the steps. The white dude was like, hey, Weezy, hey, Weezy. I'm like, what's up? He's like, come here. I'm like, what's up? He was like, man, you need to talk to your freaking homeboy, man. He was like, man, he made Dylan go in the room with him, man. I'm like, what? He was like, he made him go in the room with him, man. I was like, what you mean he made him go in the room with him? He was like, man, he forced him to go in the room with him, man. He said he's gonna get his money one way or the other, man. I thought y'all was gonna fix this. I was like, man, you thought wrong, because I don't have nothing to do with that. I said, that man went and borrowed that money. You know what I mean? I said, I don't have nothing to do with that, man. Just like I told Fred, I don't have nothing to do with that, man. He was like, man, Weezy, man, look, man, help him out, man, come on. I was like, help him out? I said, what you want me to do, man? I said, he probably in there smacking the brains out of him again. He was like, nah, he's not smacking him with his hand this time, Weezy. I'm like, what? He was like, man, he's smacking him, man. He's smacking his butt cheeks, Weezy. I was like, oh. I'll never forget when that white dude told me that, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, man, that junk sound like a horror story, y'all. So boom! Pause though, man. I was like, what? I was like, man, no, Dylan ain't going for that. He was like, man, Dylan's scared, man. He was like, Dylan don't be owing nobody. He was like, Dylan always pay people, man. He was like, man, his sister, her account got freaking hacked for real, or she's lying, or she cut him off one way or the other. Something is happening, man. I'm like, man, oh, like, to be honest with y'all, I don't supposed to have nothing to do with this situation. But I'm all the way involved in this situation. How? I don't like that. I don't like this, y'all. I'm be honest with y'all. I don't like this. So he telling me. So I look at the black dude. I'm like, real talk, man. He's like, man, he just told him come in his room, man. He went in the room, he closed the door and locked it, man. He put the cut up, man. You know what I mean? He was like, Dylan already said that the dude said he gonna get his money one way or the other, man. He said, man, when he was jacking him up, he said, man, he jacked him up. When y'all went outside again, Dylan came back and said, man, he licked his ear. I was like, what? He was like, he licked his ear. I was like, man, hold the fuck on, bro. He licked his what, man? He was like, man, he said Big Fred licked his ear. I was like, fuck. Lady opened all the doors up. All the doors open up. Shut that door. Cell 9 still had to cut up. It's my words. That means he got something in the door to keep it locked. So I guess he unlocked the door. Pull the cut down. Next thing you know, the door opened up. Door opened up. You see Dylan come out. Go straight to cell 4. So straight in the cell. I look up. I seen Big Fred come to the door with no shirt. He was like, he had them dumb shorts on with the boots. He was like, he looked at me, he was like, I'm gonna get my money one way or the other. Yeah, I'm gonna get my money one way or the other. I'm like, this dude is a freaking lunatic, man. So boom. I'm like, oh my God, man. I couldn't believe that. I didn't want to go nowhere near that scene. I went up the steps like this. I snapped up them steps, y'all. One at a time, gang. Got up them jumps fast. Got the same word or something. I'm like, hey, bro, man, say word. I just think Big Fred violated Dylan, man. He was like, what? I said, I think he did, man. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I think he did. He's like, why you saying that? I said, because he was in the cell with him, man. And the dude homeboys told me that Big Fred made him go in the jump to him. Big Fred licked his ear and all this. He was like, what? Licked his ear? I'm like, bro, madness, bro. Madness, man. He was like, man, go check on Dylan then, man. He want you $100, right? I'm like, I'm scared to go down there and check with him, man. You know what I mean? As we talking, I hear Ron come to the door. Ron was like, hey, look, you heard what they said Big Fred did to Dylan, right? I'm like, how you know? He was like, my roommate told me. I'm like, man. Yo, he was like, man, go check on Dylan, man. I was like, man, I don't even want to go down there, bro. He was like, I'll go down there with you. I was like, man, I don't want nothing to do with this junk, bro. Real talk, man. Like, this junk crazy, man. I was like, man, hold on, man. You know what I mean? Went down the junk. We get to his cell. We get to Dylan's cell. Dylan's cell 4. We get to his junk. I'm like, what's up, man? You good? That man was just sitting on the bed, just looking at his TV like. He was like, yo, Dylan, you straight? He was like, yeah, I'm straight. I was like, man, what happened, man? He was like, he said he gonna do this until he get his money. I said, do what? He was like, I don't want to talk about it. I was like, man, look, bro. I said, just check in, bro. I said, just check in. I said, you know I'm gonna see you on the compound. I'm gonna get my money, bro. I said, but look, dude is a real lunatic, man. He was like, he want me to move in the room with him. He said, that'll straighten the debt. I was like, move in the room with him? He was like, I don't want to move in the room with him, Weezy, man. He was like, don't, man. Like, please, man, help me sometime out. He was like, man, please help me. I was like, bro, how you want me to help you, bro? I said, we want to go fight him? You know what I mean? He was like, I don't know. I said, man, just check in, bro. Just check in, man. He was like, it's crazy, man. I was like, man, you better not move in that damn cell with him, bro. That's all I'm telling you, man. You know what I mean? That's all I'm telling you, man. As he say that, Big Fred coming doing my own rounds, like Big Fred coming down here. I was like, I stepped out of the cell. I was like, as I stepped out of the cell, Big Fred was like, excuse me. Ron moved out the way. He was like, Ron looked like he wanted to step on his ass again. Ron was like, he stuck his head inside Dylan's door. He said, hey, my roommate say he'll move in your cell. All you gotta do is just holler at the lieutenant on your end and we gonna switch cells. Dylan was like, he looked at me, he was like, yeah, I told you I'm gonna get my money one way or the other. He just walked away, y'all. So, oh! I said, man, this dude's a real lunatic, man. I said, Dylan, you better not move in that room with that dude, man. You better not move in that room with that dude, man. I was like, man, fuck this shit. I'm about to see if I can get some commissary, man. You know what I mean? It's my word. Man, start gathering shit up. I went in my cell, I was like, man, fuck, man. I had to come off all my exclusive shit. I'm like, man, I got there on $20. You know what I mean? I went to a couple of other dudes. I was like, man, look, let's save Dylan, man. I went to his homeboys and everything. I was like, man, you trying to save your homeboy, man. Put some money in this fucking bag. Real talk, man. Come on, man. We're going to pay this fucking maniac, fucking prick from Norfolk. We're going to pay this nigga, man. You know what I mean? Fuck it. So niggas start, hey, I'll throw this in, man. Fuck that. That's fucked up, man. He violated the nigga, man. I'm like, man, I don't know, man. Nigga ain't safe, but it doesn't look like what he did, man. Come on, you got something? Nigga was like, yeah, I got something. So niggas start helping Dylan out. You know what I mean? That shit was nuts, because I did a GoFundMe just to save Dylan ass, y'all. So boom. When I say save his ass, pause. I'm talking about literally, this is what I was trying to do, man. So after that, I scrambled up all that damn money. I'm gonna say I had probably like $57. It still wasn't the $80. And I couldn't put no more in the junk. You know what I mean? I couldn't put no more in the junk, man. And for real, like, even though dude was on some violation time action, man, and like, now he's being a psycho because he's getting his money one way or the other. Like, I told him, man, I was just gonna go tell him, man, like, yo, bro, listen, I'll pay you the rest of the store then. You know what I mean? I'll be responsible just to save Dylan. You know what I mean? Because I felt bad for Dylan, man. Like, he ain't really never lied about the bread. You know what I mean? But I just didn't know he was a coward like this, man. You would think kind of tall. You would think he would probably buck. This man didn't buck, man. He went for whatever Fred did, man. I'm like, shit crazy, man. So I'm going to try to do my part. Y'all know I don't do this a lot. But I'm going to try to save this nigga, man. I'm going to try to save him just on the strength that I was already involved in all this madness some type of way, man. So I said, man, shit. I got to count the money. I was like, man, I go to that nigga sit. I told Ron, nah, you good, bro. Ron was like, nah, fuck that. I said, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good, bro. Went to that nigga door. That nigga said, yo. I was like, man, get your door open. It's Weezy, man. He came to the window. He was like, what's up? I said, man, look, I need to holler at you, man. He was like, yeah, the button lady open jump. Jump open up. He was like, what's up? I said, look, man. I said, bro, this $57, bro. I said, man, I owe you $23, man. I said, I'm gonna give you that shit personally, man. I'm gonna give you that shit, man. I'm gonna give you that shit. He was like, now you wanna be involved, huh? Yeah. Yeah, his roommate was sitting on the top bunk. He was like, see, and I tell you he was gonna do this. See, that's you young niggas' problems, man. That's y'all problem, man. Y'all don't know how to handle business correctly, man. Then when somebody do something drastic, and that's when you walking straight, huh? They don't work like that in my world, Weezy, man. They don't work like that, nah. He was like, you take that bag right there you got, and you put that shit right on the back of your cell, because I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm going to get my money how I want my money. If he ain't going to have my list that I gave him, or give me back the items that I gave him, he going to give me his ass, Weezy. I was like, I said, yo, I said, listen, man, you don't even shake, rattle, and roll, man. What the hell is you doing, man? That's not how you get your money, man. What the hell you got to go? He was like, I've been locked up since 1993. What you mean I don't shake, rattle, and roll? Yeah, I stopped shake, rattle, and rolling. Yeah, how about that? Get that right. I was like, since 1993? I just thought back. I said, man, this man got down with shake, rattle, and rolling when I was playing midget football, y'all. So boom. I was 12 years old, man. I was like, Dude, a lunatic, man. I was like, man, I was way more upset with my scanner, though, to be honest with y'all, man, because I ain't see this coming, to be honest with y'all, man. He was like, nah, so you take that, and you take that right back when you got it. Yeah, I'm gonna get my money, how I'm gonna get my money. Yeah, I'm gonna get my money, how I'm gonna get my money. He gonna move in the room with me tomorrow. Yeah, then I'm gonna get my money. Yeah, how about that? I tried to get you to be responsible in the first place, and we could have talked about it and came to a deal, but nah, you don't want to be a man of your word, Weezy. I'm like, I really didn't have no answer or no comeback for that, y'all. I just was like, I just gave him the Denzel, y'all. I was like, I'll roll then, man. I left, y'all. So boom. It was over with, man. What I'm gonna do next? I can't save him, man. I can't save him, man. This is my word. My next trip, I went down to Bro Sale. I said, look, he ain't even come out. His door ain't even open. I called him to the crack of the door. I said, hey, look. I said, bro, listen, bro. I said, man, did that man violate you, bro? First thing, man. I said, did he violate you, man? He was like, Weezy, what do you think, man? What do you think, man? What do you think? I'm just freaking looking like I'm in shock for no reason, man? I'm like, look, bro, I just tried to pay the man $57 for you, bro. I said, I just tried to give him $57. I said, the man told me he don't want the money. You know what I mean? He said, you moving in to sale with him tomorrow. So I said, the only advice I got for you, man, is I'm saying that his homeboys was coming up too. I said, man, look, tell that nigga check in, man. I said, tell him check in, man. Dylan was like, man, I'm not fucking checking in, man. I'm not gonna fucking check in, man. I said, man, look, check in, man. He was like, man, fuck this shit, man. Fuck. He said, get the door open. I said, get the door open. Goddamn nigga got the door open. Man, nigga, I'm thinking the nigga about to go run up on goddamn Fred. That nigga got out and went straight to the damn payphone. You know what I mean? Nigga went out on the payphone. Used the junk. He ain't sit Indian style. He went all comfortable this time. Maybe his tush was hurting. Pause. Like, I don't know what was going on, man. But, man, we hopped on that chat. You know what I mean? Talked on the phone. Goddamn, sitting in the junk like, shit crazy. My word, goddamn. Next day, that morning, they got us on lockdown. Like, what the fuck we on lockdown for? We ain't go to breakfast yet. Next thing you know, they're police coming in that motherfucker. They come in. They walk in the joint. You know what I mean? Them niggas went straight to goddamn Fred's cell. Boom, they hit his shit. They pull him out. You know what I mean? They talking to him. So sergeant and a lieutenant talking to him. Next thing you know, some COs pulled the nigga goddamn Dylan out. Cell 4. They pull him out. They got Dylan separated. They talking to Dylan. Next thing you know, you see them walking Dylan out. They walking Dylan out, the motherfucker. Look at him. Fuck. Goddamn, Dylan leave. I'm like, fuck, the hell going on? Goddamn, as we talking, I didn't even know a CO was coming up the steps the other way. Next thing you know, a CO pop up at my door. He like, open up 26. I'm like, fuck, I back up. Try to open up. Like, step out, white. I'm like, step out? What's up? What I do? Like, step out. I'm like, fuck, I step out. So they got me and Fred down this motherfucker. So I'm like, fuck going on? You know what I mean? So he was like, wait right here and wait for the investigator to come in. So I'm like, the investigator? I'm like, man. So we sitting right there. So we went from sitting right there, everybody in the park, Weezy, what's good? I'm like, bro, I don't know. So they was like, hey, put them in the shower. So they put us in the shower. You know what I mean? So they got me in this shower. They got him in this shower. Now, they got the shower locked, so we can't get out the joint. So they was like, we waiting on the investigator. So I'm sitting in the junk. This word nigga Fred was like, hey, what you think they got us for? I was like, got us for? What the fuck you mean got us for, nigga? You already know what they got you for, nigga. Hell is wrong with you, nigga? You got me fucked up, man. I was like, man, you tripping, man. Snapped on this dumbass. Told me you think they got us for. I was like, nigga, they don't got me for a goddamn thing, because I don't shake, rattle, and roll, nigga. So boom. Hell is wrong with him? Y'all snap conversation over. So we wait. Next thing you know, there was like an investigator coming in. The investigator finally come in. He come in the junk. White dude. Come in the junk. Looking like a fake ass Tom Cruise. He like, what's up, White? I'm like, what's up, man? What's going on, man? What y'all fucking with me for, man? He was like, oh, man, we got a major investigation going on, man. He said, I got good news and I got bad news, man. I said, well, fuck good news and bad news. I said, what's the bad news? He said, bad news is you about to go to segregation. He said, the good news is that, you know, you could be freed in a day or so, man, because I really don't think you have nothing to do with this, but, you know, I got to do my due diligence and make sure everything is straight. I'm like, yo, due diligence and make sure everything is straight. I said, man, listen, man, I don't have nothing to do with shit, and I don't know shit either, by the way. He was like, yeah, we're going to find out. You know what I mean? So the nigga they take us to the Bing. So I'm like, man, this shit crazy, man. They put us in the shower in the hole. We in 3C. They put us in the shower over there. Then they finally put me in the cell. They put me in cell 37. So I'm in the joint. They put Fred downstairs in like one of them cells down there. I forgot the cell he was in. So they got us both in the hole. So it was a dude that slept in cell 8. under us. He was like, yo, the dude Dylan in cell 7 right beside me, right here. He was like, man, look, I got a kite for you. Send somebody at me. You know what I mean? So I seen the worker out there. I was like, yo, get the kite. So he go get the kite. He sent me the kite. I read the kite. It's from Dylan. He's like, look, man, I didn't mean to put your name in it, but I just told him that he made you vouch for me borrowing the money, and you know, because I didn't have the money, he violated me, and you know, I didn't put your name in it like you did. Now I was like, man, the fuck, I read that shit. I'm like, man, this nigga put my fucking name in this shit, man. Oh man, I got even madder. That's word. So I'm just mad as shit. But what they didn't do was come pack my shit yet. They didn't bring my property or none of that shit yet. So I'm just sitting in the damn cell looking stupid. Got down for that whole fucking day. So the nighttime come, man, investigator come back to my door. And they came back to my door, that nigga was like, open up 37. So open up. Yeah, man, he said, step out. Step down. He was like, go back to your block. I was like, go back to my block. He was like, yeah, go back to your block. That's my word, y'all. Haul ass back to the block, y'all. Shitting me. Got back to the block. Fast as a motherfucker. I walked back here. Niggas like, where is that? I was like, oh shit. Niggas was like, we knew you weren't going to the whole day and pack your shit. They was like, they came and packed Fred's shit instantly. I was like, damn, right. We're back up the steps, felt like a hero. I was like, yeah, damn. Shit crazy, man. Got back in the cell. My roommate was like, damn, boy, I'm glad you ain't going to the hole. I was like, damn, right. I felt good as a bitch. But the nigga Dylan told that the nigga Fred violated him. Nigga said the nigga violated him, man. This is my word. Shit was so bad luck for Fred. They packed that nigga shit. But that nigga had so much shit. That nigga had so much shit, man. They had like 12 bags, extra bags of shit that he don't even supposed to have. Like he had too much shit. So that's what they did is they put like 12 bags in the office. They had like 12 bags sitting in the office, man. I promise you, when we went to dinner, the CEO left the door open by accident, man. Niggas went in there and destroyed them damn bags, man. Niggas took everything from Fred petty ass, man. Fuck Fred, man. But that nigga was a maniac, man. Unc wanted his goddamn money. But he violated a nigga, man. This is my word. I'm talking about. That shit was nuts. Dylan went on and told on that nigga, man. Dylan told on that nigga, man. That nigga violated him, man. The word came back and they shipped Fred dumbass across the street. That's my word, man. That nigga shipped Fred across the street. And that nigga Dylan, I don't know what fucking camp he went to. I don't know what he went to, but I guess he didn't want to come back and be around people, which a lot of them do. You know what I mean? But like paying the price, man, like that is crazy, man. Let's have a backbone, man, if you want to borrow stuff from inmates in prison. Because I'm letting you know now, they're going to come back and get their money one way or the other. And that's just how it go, y'all. And that was a crazy situation. That's the end of the damn story, though. I appreciate y'all for watching another one, man. Let's start the week off right, man. It's the Tuesday banger. Don't forget to hype this video for me, y'all. Y'all already know the count, man. Stay y'all ass out the way, man. Stay out here with your family. They mean more than anything, man. They mean more than your gang. They mean more than your crew. They mean more than your block. Put them first, man. Period. But y'all already know what it is, man. This was the Tuesday banger. So what I need y'all to do with this one? Like, share, subscribe, so y'all see. Let's get it. Let's go. But be safe out there, y'all. And stay your ass out the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.